Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Friday morning, Friday the 13th, which I always take the opposite view of that. I've always been a positive guy, so I always think Friday the 13th is going to be great things going to happen to us, so maybe that'll happen to you today, too. Our high today is going to be 76 and low 60. It's not Chamber of Commerce weather. Water temperature, yesterday it was 66 degrees. Today, 66 degrees, so that gives us that level of stability that we're looking for, and we're going to talk about it in our fishing report, how important that is. River readings, take a look at Apalachicola, Bluntstown. On the downtrend, it's down all the way down to 22 foot this morning, 22.1. The Choctaw at Caryville is at 12 foot. Keep in mind, too, on cresting, you know, we crested. I said it was cresting yesterday, and what happened on that crest, the crest starts at the Chattahoochee Dam, when on Apalachicola River, starts at the Chattahoochee Dam, and then it goes into Bluntstown, it crests in Bluntstown, then go down to Weewall, it'll crest, and it's dropping back here at Bluntstown already then, and then it'll go from Weewall and Dead Lakes on down to Howard Creek and cresting, and it'd be dropping at Weewall. So understand that cresting is just slow movement for a couple of days there. So when it's flooding in one area, it may not flood to the other area till 2 days later on the cresting part. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Neap tide again today, 12. We're looking at actually 12:15 and a high and a low at 10:28. But tomorrow's going to be some good tides for getting out. Like I said yesterday, all 4 Saturdays are in good shape as far as tides. Wind coming out of southwest about 10. So that's more warm water coming in, so it's all looking good. We're going to take a break and come back and see what's going on in Caryville at Sea Quarters Marina. All right, welcome back, folks. And on the phone, we have some good news coming out of Caryville at Sea Quarters Marina. Captain Kim is on, and all kinds of good things going on there. Good morning, Captain Kim.
Good morning, Mr. Chester.
Listen, you were just telling me, and we're going to have to just rehash everything because I got excited. What all is going on down there?
Well, we got a lot of freshwater action in the last month or so. The big bite baits, we got worms, fresh worms and crickets. They're going off the shelf as far as the rivers and ditch fishing goes. They've been catching some nice bass and brim, all kinds of good sizes.
And you were telling me y'all haven't gotten quite as much rain down that way as we have up here.
No, it pretty much just hovers north of us, so we haven't seen a lot of fresh water to ruin the trout and redfish bite either, so it's been good.
Well, that's very interesting because it's just the opposite on Choctaw Bay, but your trout and redfish are hitting pretty strong, aren't they?
That's for sure.
What are they catching those on?
Mostly, actually, the funny thing is the fish bites have been real popular, catching all kinds of different fish. But generally, the chunk mullet on a bobber works real good for the reds. And then right now, anything shiny because the water clarity is pretty good. So, you know, the redfish magic's been working good. The artificial shrimp and the frozen shrimp also working pretty good.
Good deal. Are they getting them back up there behind Dog Island, or what kind of area, where are they getting them?
Yeah, and right here in the river, we've got the pavilion just on the east side of us here, which has been pretty popular on an incoming tide. And that's real convenient. It's covered, so you know if you're allergic to the sun, you're in the shade.
You can't beat that. I'm going to show that later on the fishing report. Real quick, we got. I know it's early, but we got that big tournament coming up the first week in August, the King Mackerel tournament, and y'all give away all kinds of things. But tell us real quick about the boat you're going to be selling raffle tickets too. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. We have just received the tickets. The ticket sales are limited to 350 tickets. Ticket price is $100, and of course the drawing's held on the 2nd of August. It's a 2020 Nautic Star Flats boat, 19.5 foot with a swim platform and 115 horsepower Yamaha motor.
Wow. Well, I can promise you, I'll be buying some tickets. I may not buy 300 tickets, but I'm going to be buying some tickets to that. That's some great odds. Well, thank you so much. That's some good fishing report right there, Captain Kim. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling. Y'all have some fun and fish like crazy. All
right, thank you. That is some really good reports coming out of there now. You know, I didn't think about them not having as much rain as we have, and it's a really good situation. So All right. So anyway, let's jump back. If you haven't been to that area, it'll be refreshing to go. There's not many places left like that. Okay. Now we were talking about catching some Spanish mackerel, and lo and behold, remember we talked about yesterday, the Spanish coming in. I got my first picture. It's a special picture to me anyway, because I know the young man. He was in my class. His dad and my son played ball together back in the day. His dad ended up playing football at Notre Dame. Was on a member, started on a tackle on a national championship team out of Notre Dame in 1990, 89. Anyway, here's Gene McGuire with his girlfriend Gracie Bennett, and what did they do? Folks, the Spanish are in. All right, good job, Gene. And that's a good size one now. I'm proud of you, buddy. And there's Gracie right there. Love to take those girls fishing. And I love that picture because that kicks off our Spanish. The Spanish mackerel are in. Okay, so we've had it. There's a lot of truth. I've been thinking about this, how to avoid the coronavirus. And I've been thinking, all these crowds and all around all the ball games and all kinds of stuff, they're canceling everything right and left. But listen, they're not going to cancel you from going out there fishing because you're going to be by yourself with one of your good friends. So you think about that. My buddy Harry Ivey was a captain for a long time, and what did he do? He went out. Now, he's caught a lot of fish in his lifetime, but he still enjoys catching Spanish. So he went out, I think this is Wednesday. That's his first Spanish. All right, good job, Harry Ivey. Harry played ball at Mississippi State, All-American there in high school in Mississippi. Blake Sutherland, he got a new logo. A couple of guys, Garrison Rosie and Nick Lundy, designed this for them. Not so serious. So they have their own logo for their big tournament they have. Okay, Dale Finley up there in Greenhead, 5 pounds. And what I like about this, he worked all day and then went fishing. And with this time change, you can do this. And Dale is a good fisherman. You got time, you got a couple hours in the afternoon, you're going to get more time as the year progresses on into the summer. So a lot of guys and girls sort of do that in the afternoon after work, just go there for an hour or two. And this comes out of St. Joe Bay. This is a charter trip. And I don't know the folks here. I did pick it up off the St. Joe fishing page, and this was really, this shows what's out there. It looks like they're down for spring break, and you see sheephead, trout, redfish. They caught a variety of that. You can see, you look in the background, you see where they are there, the St. Joe boat ramp, and they had a good trip there. Good job. I run across some ideas every now and then. I thought this was cool, so I love these little inventions. And what this is, you put it on your rod, and you put your hooks in it, because you'll know how these hooks they're going to hook anything close by. So you buy a set of these, a set of 10, and I thought that was a cool idea when you're transporting your rods. It's $13 for how many of them, 10 or whatever. Anyway, go online, look them up. They're called a fishing hook keeper. That's a neat idea there. And my buddies at the Florida Fish and Wildlife, they're doing an alligator impersonation. I don't know where this was, but I just thought it was humorous. I know that. Okay, we're going to talk about hunting zones a little bit later. The third fog, we're going to take a break and come back and talk about this third fog history, where it came from. So we'll take a break and be right back. Welcome back. The history of the third fog and all. I'm going to run out of time, so I want to give the whole story later on, because it's got a really neat history of the local. So I'm going to talk about that later on, but we do have there's a reason how that started and everything. I want to give you the story behind it. Right now, I want to show you some videos. We had our Gail's niece was in town for a conference this week, and yesterday we took her out. She wanted to meet us to take her somewhere good to eat. Because she'd been eating all, conferences are, they eat all these fancy places, but she wanted to see family and all. She lives in Daytona Beach, and we get to see them once a year at St. George Island. So anyway, long story short, I had lunch yesterday at Simply Seafood, and I had some nice shrimp and all, but last night we met her at Los Angejitos, and I love those fish tacos, so I had a lot of fresh seafood yesterday. That's why when I go out of town, I don't eat seafood. I always eat my seafood here in Bay County and Panama City, because I know it's fresh and where it's coming from. So we get spoiled here in Florida Panhandle, but that's a good spoil. But anyway, while we were sitting there, and the band was playing, my son, I got a video of some of those boys playing. He plays in a little band and all. They just do it for the fun of it, and they just have a great time. But we had a great night. But I'm sitting by the water, and you know me, we're eating those chips and all. I'm looking out on the water, and lo and behold, some fish start swimming up. So I get my phone, and I want to show you. Okay, we're going to show you And you can see these. This is at Los Angeles. Let me see. All right, here they are. See that fishing light? They're swimming, look at there. They're swimming all around there. I started looking at it. I can't get it going sideways, Jeff. But anyway, so you see where we are. And we're all eating there, and Gail said, don't take a picture of me. There's my niece right there, bless her heart. She's a good girl, got her kids at home. The band's up there playing, and anyway, we just have I got a couple more to show you, because this is exciting. I want to show you this one here. All right, there's 2 lights there, and you know what kind of fish these are? First off, well, that's a redfish, and then it started swimming around it, and that's some mullet coming around it. Y'all see them coming in there? And they're all over the place. So these green lights, they attract the fish. Look at them flashing around in there. And actually, the table next to was Brad Stevens' dad. I've known him a long time, and he lives in San Andrew. And I said, well, do you want to run down? You want to run down to your? This is the layout of Los Angeles. I said, run back to your house and get the cast net, and we'll throw the cast net. He said, well, he would, but that place right there. They're right there. That was Brad's dad, and we just talked about it. But anyway, this is a layout of our sponsors. They sponsored us on Panhandle Outdoors. We're real proud of them and all, and we're glad to be there. So anyway, I asked him if he want to run back to the house and get. Let me show you one more. I got carried away with this. Look at those little boys. Is that not typical? They see the fish. Look at that school of fish out there. See them swirling around? The fish are swirling around, and then they're what are they doing? They're throwing some food in there, trying to find some breadcrumbs to feed the fish. How many of y'all have done this, or your kids have done it, or how many of y'all have tried to feed the fish? I just thought this was just a good night to be out. So I would encourage you to do things like that. So anyway, enough on the Los Angeles. While I was at yesterday, while I was at Simply Seafood, ran into Alan Courtney, and we started talking about bass fishing. I just laughed. I fished with Alan. Alan's been on the show. Alan is a big bass fisherman, and he fished his whole life. And we were talking about the odd things. I don't know what brought it up. We were talking about the odd things that bass feed on. And ironically, when I used to collect the old fishing tackle, I would run across like some odd lures. Most of them they're all made in America, but some just odd different things and all. And one of them was he said, well, you know, I've caught a bass that had actual baby duck feet sticking out of his mouth. I said, we used to have a fishing plug that looked like a baby duck. And then I said, also, some of the early fishing plugs looked like a little baby rat. He said, I've caught bass that had hair all in their mouth and all where they'd eaten a rat. So he's caught them like that, and I've had old fishing tackle like that. We just got a kick out of talking about all the things bass eat. I have all kind of pictures here. I don't have time to get into them, but their bass are voracious feeders, and one of the things they really enjoy is just being able to eat anything they see. So anything that's in the water, they can see that. So here I did get a couple of pictures for you. I did want to show you this one right here. Okay, I'm just going to go through them real fast. Okay, just voracious feeders. Look at them. And of course, crawfish. They love crawfish. These are professional photographs, so I did not take these, as you can see. But some underwater photographers, you can just see the different things that they're able to get. It's a beautiful fish, and they can come in and out of limbs and swim all kind of places. And you can see the defensive mechanism of the crawfish and all. So anyway, that was just I just wanted to show those to you. One of the things we're talking about too. I'm gonna get Alan to come back on the show. He comes on about once a year because he's one of the top fish. He and Bobby Smith are the two veterans and the local legends as far as the young people looking up to the guys fishing and all. Let me mention about turkey season. Now we do turkey season, youth season opening up. Let me get the dates on this. The dates, the big thing. Let's see. I'll get them right here. The big thing on the dates, we're right around the corner. I'm going to show you the hunting zones right here. Okay, spring season, north of Highway 70. The youth hunt is March the 14th and 15th. Okay, of course, you know where we are. And then the regular season, March the 21st. And people say, where in the world is Highway 70? Okay, Here's State Road 70, way down there, right north of Okeechobee. And so, and you see the eastern species of what we hunt here in the Panhandle, but the Osceola species is throughout the rest of the state. So we're very unique. You can get 2 different species of turkey in this. So, by the way, gray squirrel down at the bottom. Gray squirrel is ended, and some other seasons real quick while we're talking about it. You still can hunt. There's no limit on bobcats and otters. On rabbits, there's 12 rabbits. But anyway, all this is FWC website. It's just interesting, and you can be shot by different things. Anyway, I just want to get those squared away. Make sure you understand when turkey season is opening. Now let's get to our drawing, and let's draw first. I just had it here somewhere. Right here it is, right here. $25 gift certificate to Los Antojitos, and I like the fish tacos. I just love them. I had them last night. All right, and the winner is going to be all the way from, I don't know where because I didn't put it, Michael Singleton. You are the winner, so you can have a good meal tonight. Take your wife out. Let her have the gift certificate. You pay for yours. Okay, now the $20 to Captain. I'm sorry, $20 to Tarpon Dock, and the winner is going to be all the way from Pretty Bayou, Edsel Swearingen, one of our loyal viewers. Okay, that one fell out. Congratulations, Edsel. And the big red snapper is going to be, we're looking at all the way from Bayou George, Annette Dauphin. You got a big red snapper. That's 3 big winners right there. So we're happy to give away. Makes everybody happy. Everybody's happy about the red snapper. Let's take a break, come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Let's get on this. We got a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a big weekend in the outdoors on the water. The youth hunt, all kinds of things going on in Panhandle Outdoors. I want to start in Carabel. We just got off the phone with Captain Kim there at Sea Quarters, and we're looking at a very good situation down there. Let's zoom in to Carabel, okay? Because she mentioned, if you know, she mentioned fishing from the pavilion, okay? So this, if you don't have a boat, a lot of folks down there just like to fish out of that little pavilion. I'm zooming on in on it, and so the redfish gonna come up here. You see these boats and everything, but off to the right there in the middle of the page, is a pavilion, and it's covered. Like she said, it's covered, and what's going on, the redfish and all are just coming up into here, up the river. You see where they're coming from, coming right out of the bay there, and redfish and trout. And ironically, they haven't had a lot of rain like we've had, and so it's not muddy, and it's not too bad down there. So if you're in that area, that's going to be a good place to go. It'll be a good weekend to go. And we heard what she said about fish bites. It's hard to go wrong with fish bites. And if you don't start getting a fever listening to these kind of things and seeing these reports that picture of Spanish and hearing her talking about that, then you're not going to get fishing fever. You don't get it pretty soon. You just won't get it. You're immune to it. Okay, now we're going to jump over to Choctawhatchee Bay. I got a report here. This is interesting. We're going to one end of our viewing area to the other end. This just came in this morning from Larry Brown, who lives at Bunker and fishes all the time. Okay, here we go. This is Choctawhatchee. Okay, the high water has finally made it to the mouth. Okay, that's that progression we're talking about. The water is staying even in the bay. All right, several times. Also, seems there's too much fresh water for the trout. I fished this afternoon for more than I fished this afternoon for more than an hour in my favorite fishing hole, but not one bite. Now that's interesting because when Larry Brown doesn't catch fish in his favorite fishing hole, they're not biting. So be aware of that. He's going to be fishing soon though. He's going to be fishing. He said he'll be fishing in Hogtown. So what he's doing, that's his game plan. Remember we're talking about always having a backup game plan. Go to plan B. It goes to coaching days. If you don't work off right tackle, try it off left guard or something like that. Always have that backup plan. Well, now he's going to be in the Hogtown. So the river, okay. So keep that in mind. That's going to be a really good situation for him there, going from the mouth of the river into Hogtown. So it'll be fresher. It'll be less fresh water there. So think about that. If you got any big feeder creeks, they don't have it. That's a big. Choctawhatchee is a big creek coming in. So jumping down to Carabel, they don't have that situation. St. Joe Bay, you just saw the situation of St. Joe Bay. We had a really good catch out of there, just a variety of stuff here in the springtime. Okay, let me read a couple of other things we wrote down last night. The sequence, what's going on as far as the sequence coming on? You got a situation where the Spanish show up first. The Spanish are here this week. They came in about Wednesday morning at 9:45, if I remember correctly. When they got here, now you're going to start looking. The next thing's going to start showing up will be Pompano. The big Pompano run would be in April. But I've already got Mike McGraw, 2 or 3 other people sent me pictures. They're catching 1 or 2 here and 1 or 2 there. So that's that sequence again. You got the Spanish and Pompano. Mike is a really good fisherman. He caught one right there after the sunset day before yesterday. So he's catching 1 or 2 here and there, 1 or 2 here. And you saw the pictures, I think, on Tuesday's show where the Pompano showed up. Next, the guy's going to start looking for the cobia. We'll feel good about the Spanish. We'll feel good about the Pompano. Cobia, they've been really down the last couple of years. The cobia population has really been hammered. And we'll talk about that maybe next week as what's going on there. But it's not really strong. Then will come the kings, which are really showing up in May and June. So the big kings will be coming in then. So it's sort of that sequence there, that migratory pattern we've had forever. And it's a fun situation to follow it. And I love to catch all 4 of them. I especially, well, I don't want to pick favorites, but whatever's biting that morning is going to be my favorite. And then, of course, when June also, your red snapper season kicks off. So all kind of, we're about to jump on it. So we're going to be, let's see what else I left out. The sheephead. I wrote down about a sheephead. They're catching some nice sheephead, some nice catches of sheephead right now. Okay, March, late February, and then right here in March, this is prime fishing with sheephead. I haven't talked a lot about it, but they are catching sheephead. They're in an area where they're concentrated in some areas, but other areas you got to move around. We've run out of time. Can you believe that? We had a great week here. We'll have another great week, and this weekend coming up, make sure you get outdoors and just enjoy yourself and take someone else outdoors too. Do something good for your fellow man. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.